Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with project number 5. And if you look at, okay, let me turn the video on, the recording on.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So we'll start with project number 5. And
I found this on the web.
so on project number 5, we have 3 hexagons, different sizes. This is the front view, this is the top view. So if you look at here, we have 1, 2, and 3 hexagon. The largest, biggest hexagon, which is distance across the corner, is 2 inches. Is sitting at Z0. So we're going to construct this on the top plane. So we're going to start with the first hexagon, and that is going to be right here. The first hexagon is right here at Z0. So we'll start with the top plane at Z0. Then the second hexagon right here is at half an inch above, so which is going to be Z positive 0.5. And then we have a third hexagon over here, which is going to be another 350 Z. So total Z is going to be 0.5 plus 0.35 is going to be 0.85. So we have 3 different Z levels: Z0, Z0.5, and Z0.85. So the first hexagon is going to be at Z0, the second hexagon will be at Z0.5, and the third hexagon will be at Z0.85. And if you look at the dimensions of the hexagon, the dimension is going from this corner to this corner, means for the second one, the distance 1.5 is from this corner to this corner. And 2 inches for the first hexagon is distance also from corner, means from here, from this corner to that corner right there. The reason I'm telling you that, because when we're going to create a hexagon, that's where we're going to have an option that you have a distance across the corner or distance across the flat. This is flat. These are flat. So the distance across the flat is going to be from there to there. That's distance across flat. But on our blueprint, this is distance across the corner. And same thing over here. This is distance across the corner from this point to this point right there. So keep that in mind, that when we're going to draw this hexagon, the option we're going to have is going to be either distance across the corner, or you have a distance across the flat. So the option is distance across the corners. All right, so let's go ahead, go to construction plane top and create this first hexagon at Z0, and the distance across corners is 2 inches. All right. So I'm going to go to 2D and I'm going to construction plane top. If you go in isometric and you go to the top plane, that is your construction plane top. And I'm going to go to wireframe, and here in the rectagon, I will have polygon. So under polygon, I'm going to use 6 sides. And there is my hexagon on construction plane top at Z0. So this is the option right here. Now they look at the radius. The radius says across the flat, means from this is my flat. So from here to here is my radius, which is that's what it says. If you look at here on the print, our diameter is 2 inches from corner to corner, which radius is going to be 1 inches. So we're going to say radius is 1 inches. But the option is my radius across the flat or across the corner? This is radius from the flat. If you look, this is a circle right there. So for that circle, the radius from the center to this flat right here is 1 inch. And there's a corner. Watch it. As soon as I'm going to go corner, this is your corner from this point to that point. That's corner. From this point to this point, that's across the corner. So click corner and look at that. That is your distance across the corner. From this point to this point is 2 inches. And this is something you can look right here. From this point to this point, that's total distance is 2 inches. Across the corner, not across the flat. This is flat. This is corner. So in the corner, the radius is inside. Across the flat, the radius goes across the flat outside. So that's the difference. Keep that in mind. Watch here. When I'm going to go across the flat, there you go. The arc hexagon is size is larger. Because now the radius 1 inch is from flat to the center. If I go corner, now your radius is 1 inch from corner to the center, not from the flat anymore. This is the flat. So it's across the corner. So keep that in mind. You're going to pick option corner. And my diameter was 2 inches, so radius is 1 inch. Okay, apply. If you look at here, look at that. That is at Z0. Now I'm going to do the second hexagon, and that second hexagon is at 0.5. Look at that distance right here. It's at 0.5. So we're going to go to Z 0.5 over here. Look at that. That moves 0.5. Z positive 0.5. Go to the top plane. Keep me. I'm going to stop that for 1 second. Pause it.
Recording stopped.
I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
Recording in progress.
So the second one is going to be at Z positive 0.5. So we have moved my Z positive 0.5. If you look at this, the Z right here, it moved 0.5. All right, so we're going to do the same thing, hexagon. We're going to start from here and click anywhere you want, doesn't matter. So now here the radius. What's the radius for the second one? The diameter is 1.5, so radius is 750, point to point across the corner. So radius is 750. So put the radius over here, 0.750, and the distance is across the corner from here to here. That's good. Okay. Look at that. That is at 0.5. So now the next one here is 0.5 plus 350, 850 from Z is 0.5 plus 0.35, 0.85 from the Z0. That's going to be our last hexagon. So let's go and move our Z. 0.5 plus 0.350 is 0.850. and now my Z is at 0.850. So go right click on the top view and do the same hexagon again, but this time the radius of the hexagon is 750, so radius is 375. Look at that. That's 750. You're drawing this guy. All right. The radius 0.375. There you go. Double check that. That is 0.750 across the corner diameter. Radius is half of that, 375. So we put 375. Good. Okay. We're done. Isometric view. Look at that. That's my drawing right there. And if you look from the front view, your drawing looks like something like this. And that's what we see. Z0, the first one, the second one is 0.5, the third one is another 350, which is 850. And if you look from the top view, you're going to see something like this. Go to isometric view. Now we're going to create a surfaces. Now to create a surfaces, we have to join these lines. Now to join these lines, if you look at here, my Z is this one. If I'm going to start a line from here, if I'm going to start from here, I want to go to this one here. Look at this, my Z is controlling it. It starts as Z850 over here. Look at this, starts from 850. So in that case, we have, if I'm going to join this line to this line, we have to go back to 3D. So make sure you click on 3D, guys. That's very important. Click on 3D. Now we are in 3D. So in 3D, I can join a line from any Z to any Z, starting from Z0 going to Z50. Look at this, Z half an inch. From Z0 going to Z.5. From Z.5, we can go to Z850. Same thing over here. So here, if you look at here, where I start my line and end my line, the Z is different. Here's 0, here's 0.5, here's 0.5, here's 850Z. So how to get that line's end point and start point different Z? You have to be in 3D. You have to be in 3D. If you are in 2D, you can be able to do it. So now keep going. First line, second, first point, second point, there, 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 and there. First, second, first, second. First, second, first, second. There you go. And okay. So that finishes my top part. Now here, if you look at the print, look at that. This is our geometry right here. So we have whatever you see on the top, we have same thing here is going to be on the bottom right here. So in that case, what we do, we'll just copy this over here. So if I'll hit my axis on, and this is my axis, so I'm going to look at the top view. So I want to mirror that. So to mirror that, look at the right view here and look at the front view here. So whatever I have on the top, I want to do it on the bottom. So your construction plane is going to be front. You have to be in front plane to copy this. So I can go ahead and say transform mirror and I want to mirror this whole thing. There you go. Mirror that to your x-axis, and it will copy on x-axis. Look at the isometric view. Yes, you're drawing. Right click, clear colors. F9, turn the axis off. This is your drawing right there. But I need the surfaces on all this. There are my surfaces. So to create the surfaces, I can use, here, go to surfaces, I can use loft. And with loft, you can create a surfaces on each flat. So I can go single, they're all single. This is my first one. I can go first, and then I can use my second and apply here, okay. And there's my surface. Then I can go this as my first, this as my second, hit apply, okay. And there's my surface. Single again, 1, 2, there and there. And I can move my, it says flip the normal, I can move my normal to the outside. So this is what we have to do, guys, on each of them. So to do this, it's going to take a lot of time. There's a lot of time consuming here. So what I can do, I can just create the surfaces, and then I can do mirror. So if I'll go undo, 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 and undo, so leave this as like that. And then we can go ahead, create all the surfaces, and then we can mirror that. So we'll save a lot of time. All right, so let's do that. Let's create a surfaces on this first. So to do the surfaces, go surface, loft. I can go single, this one. We can pick this also entity. Start point, end point are same. Start, end point is same. So I can go single, pick this one or this one, same thing. There. Or you can go single, this one and this one, same thing, because endpoints are same. Open that. And then we can just go ahead and keep doing this. Go 1, 2, apply here, okay. And I want to normal my outside. My arrow has to be outside, so that's good. And then we can go single, 1 and 2. Arrow is outside, good. So we can do that, or if I'll do just these two, and I can rotate that. Let's try if that works. So we go to the top plane, because I'm going to rotate about this origin, all these. So if I'll go to transform and say pick this surface and this surface, and go to transform rotate. I want to rotate angle. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 360 divided by 6. That's 60 degrees. Look at that. And how many I need? I need 5. There you go. You can rotate. You can copy by rotating the surfaces. That saves a lot of time. Apply, hit OK. Right click, clear colors. One more time. You create these two surfaces. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Let's do it again. Surface, loft, pick single. I pick this single. Contour 1, contour 2 is this guy. Apply, hit OK. And make sure you look at that arrow comes out, which is normal. That's good. And then the second one, pick single again. 1, 2. And make sure your arrow is outwards. If you bring your here, that's good. Bring your cursor here, that will show you the arrow. And that's good. And now make sure we're going to rotate that. You cannot rotate that in the front view. Look at that. In the front view, you're going to rotate that. It's going to be a weird result. Same thing in construction plane right. You cannot do that. You can only rotate that in construction plane top. So transform, rotate, so select the entities. I want to rotate this guy and this guy. End of the selection. And there is my angle IRE. So rotation angle is going to be 360 divided by 6, 60 degree. I need number 5. I have one original. The one in red is original. And then the one in magentas are copies. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magenta, 5 copies. That's what we have here. Don't put 6, guys. Then you have duplicates over here, 2 duplicates. I want only 5. Okay. Escape, hit the escape key. And we go right click, clear colors. Now we have to do the top hole. We have to fill up this hole. And that hole is on a flat. So if you remember, we talked about surfaces, flat boundary. You cannot use loft here, because loft can go only if you put loft and you put single from there to there, it will just create a surface in between that. That's what we are not looking for. So in that case, we're going to go to surfaces, flat boundary. Anytime you have a plain flat surface and the chain has to be closed, it will create a flat boundary on that surface. All right, so you're going to pick a chain this time and pick this guy. Keep moving, click on red. That will give you the directions. Keep moving, and keep moving. There you go. And hit end chain and hit OK. There is your flat boundary. Hit OK and OK. So that is going to be your complete drawing. Now we can go ahead and we can mirror that. So once we have finished the top surface, now we can go ahead and mirror the whole thing. We can mirror the entire, but this time we're going to mirror that. If you look at here, you look from the front view, and I'm going to turn this axis on. So front view, whatever you see here, you want to bring this on the bottom. So that looks good. On the top, you cannot do mirror on the top. On the top, we can rotate that on the top view, but we cannot mirror on the top view. We can mirror on the front view, because whatever I see here on the top, I want to see on the bottom, so which is going to mirror about this x-axis. Okay, hit your escape key and let's go back to transform. We're going to go to mirror and I'm going to select this entire entity with the windows in. It will select your surfaces and all the geometry. Hit end selection and there's your option. You already select that mirror to x-axis. Here your y offset, if you say -1 inch y, it will split those two, it will mirror that, but split those 1 inch and 1 inch apart. That's what that means. But we're not going to do that. We're going to say distance 0 because we're going to keep them joined. And hit OK. Hit the escape key. So again, looking from the front view, your red is original, your one in magenta is your proof or the results. So right click and clear colors. There you go. We can select our geometries, means our surfaces, and right click and change the surfaces to a different level, number 2. And we can name this surfaces. Surfaces. And hit OK. So now if you look at the level, our surfaces are on level 2 and our geometry is on level 1. We can turn that off and we can turn the surfaces on. So go to level. You can turn that on and off. And here level 1, you can say, you can name it, it's my geometry. Level 1 is my geometry. Hit enter. Level 2 are surfaces, level 1 is your geometry. So that finishes that project number 5. I'm going to go ahead and pause your recording for a second.
Recording stopped.
All right. So that takes care of that. And now the next project we're going to move on to project number 6. So let's look at project number 6. Any question with project number 5, guys? Are you guys okay? All right, let's go to project number 6 here. So in project number 6, you're going to use a different option to create a surface. Okay, let me go ahead and turn the
Recording in progress.
Okay, so your project number 6, what we're going to do, we're going to go to construction plane top at Z0. We're going to create this arc with diameter 4 inches or radius 2 inches, doesn't matter. And then we're going to have from the center, we're going to have that line which is 6 inches, and the one line is 750 and the other line is 1 inch. And then we can also create this line right here, which is 6 inches, and that angle is 30 degrees. And then we can offset that line here, 750. We can offset this line over here, 1 inch. So let's do this. Construction plane top, we're going to create one line from the center to here. That line is going to be 6 inches. Then we're going to offset that line 750 and 1 inch. Then we're going to create another line from the center, offset that 1 inch and 750, and that length of the line is 6 inches. And then on the right construction plane, right, that's where we're going to create this arc over here, 1 inch arc in construction plane right at Z. That's going to be a Z minus 6 inches right here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go start with the construction plane top at Z0 and create those lines, and then offset those lines and create arc polars, 2 arc polar with diameter 4 inches or radius 2 inches, doesn't matter. Let's do it. More to delete here. Okay, so we're going to draw this arc polar first, one here with the center point, and that is diameter 4 inches. So I'm not going to save this. I'm going to say file new, don't save it, right click, clears, and I'll get my original color, geometry color green. Okay, wireframe, create arc polar. This is enter the center point. This is my center point, and I'll just go eyeball it. I'm going to start from there to here, and the diameter is 4 inches, so we're going to go radius 2 inches arc. Okay, then we have same center point. We're going to create another arc from there and to here, and that is going to be also radius 2 inches. And now we're going to create a line, let's say horizontal, from this center point to here. X offset is 0, and the length of the line, if you look at the blueprint, the length of the line is 6 inches. And this is also 6 inches, 30 degree. So the length of the line, I'll put 6 inches over here. Then I have another line over here, freeform line, and the angle of that line is 30 degrees. X, that angle is going to be minus 30 degree, and the length is 6 inches. There you go. Now we can offset that line 750 over here. It will give you this line. The other line we're going to offset minus 1 inch over here. That will give you this line over here. Same thing over here. We're going to offset 750 and we can offset 1 inch. So the top one is 750. The bottom is 1 inch. All right. X form offset. 0.750, offset this over here 0.750, and offset this guy over here 750, and then put 1 inch, offset this over 1 inch, and if I say, I can say move it. I don't need the original anymore. I can move it. And this one also 1 inch, and that's pretty good right there. So now there is a fillet, radius 750 over here. If you look at here, there, and over here is 1.25 on the top. So 750 on the bottom, 1.25 on the top. So I'm going to go to fillet, put radius 0.750. It's between this guy and this guy. This guy and this guy. And up here is 1.25, so I'm going to change my radius to 1.250. Between this guy and this and that right there. All right, if you go to isometric, this is your drawing like here, something like this, if you look at here. All right, now we have to do this arc over here, radius 1 inch arc, this guy right there. So how we can create that arc? We have to go to construction plane right. This was my top plane. This is my right plane. And the right plane, what's going to be my z minus 6 inches from 0. So let's go to construction plane right, and we're going to create this 1 inch radius arc. And this is the start point. This is the end point right there. And radius is 1 inch. So go to construction plane right, change to 2D. I'll go to construction plane right and click on Z. If you do, it says select point of new construction depth, let's inches. Look at the Z minus 6 inches. And you can see that on the blueprint also, it's minus 6 inches right there. So Z minus 6. That's where we're going to create that arc with the radius 1 inch. All right, so we are good. You can go construction plane right if you want to see that, but I'll just go and use my mouse and I'll stay over here somewhere. Yes, I'm in right plane now. Look at this construction plane right. Z is minus 6. All right. So go to wireframe, create arc endpoints right here. And the radius of the arc is 1 inch. The radius of the arc is 1 inch over here. So I'll put this radius 1 inch. I say the first point, this is my first point, this is my second point, and I got those arcs. It says select an arc. Like I said, the Mastercam can draw 1, 2, 3, 4 different arcs with the same endpoint with the same radius. So the arc you're looking for is this guy right here. So select that. And the rest are gone. And if you look at here, this is how it looks in the drawing. So that arc has to be drawn on the construction plane right. Okay, so we are pretty much done with our 3D wireframe. Now we have to create a surface like this, the one you see it over here in this drawing, the top surface. That's where we're going to create a toolpath. I want to cut to this shape with my tool. So to do that, we're going to go to surfaces again, but this time I'm going to pick a different surface. I'm going to pick sweep. Surface sweep. So the surface sweep works that you pick a shape of the part and then you sweep that along a contour. So on that, if you look from the top view, these are your across contour and these are your along contour. Across and along. This is along. All these are across. So the way the sweep works, you pick up the a cross contour, and that will sweep along with this rail right here. Let's do it. I'm going to go back to Z, change to 0 just in case. We don't have to. So going to my surface and I go to sweep. Look at this. It's going to ask you swept surface defined across contour. Don't select a chain, guys. When you're going to select a chain, you're going to select the cross contour. It's going to select the whole entire chain. That's not good. I want to select only a cross contour. So there's only one entity. I'm going to go single. Swept surface defined across contour. This is single, go in this direction. It says, is there any across contour too? You have another one over here, another one over here. That's fine. Keep selecting those. But I don't have any. I'll say end of chain and say OK. Now it says swept the define the along contours. These are my along, across and along. So I'll pick a partial. Don't pick chain, otherwise I don't want to select this. I pick partial. This is my first entity. This is my last entity. Chain 2. This is my still partial, first and last. Apply, hit OK. So that is gonna give you a surface of this along only one chain, but I have two rails, so you're going to select this option here, two rails. So that will sweep this surface along with these two rails, along with these two chain, because you have two, and that will consider, if you want to say just rotate to just one chain, then this is how it's going to look like. But I have two rails. I want to select both rails, two rails. Hit OK. Escape key. Isometric. Hit undo. Let's do one more time. Sweep. Define the cross contour, going to be single. If you have more than one entity, you can also select partial, but don't select chain. Chain will select this entire geometry. That's not good. The way chain works, guys, anything is just connected, it's going to select the whole thing. That's how chain works. Okay, do we have any other contour, cross contour? No, just say end chain, hit OK. Now say along contour. So now you pick partial. Make sure you partial chain along contour starts from where you end up your across contour. Don't select from this corner. No, select from the same corner. So that's how it's going to generate the shape. Cross contour started from here and here. This is also starting at the same point, and this is also starting at the same point. So the last entity, this is my last entity. Chain 2, first and last. End chain, hit OK. And there we go. That's my drawing. And hit OK. There is your drawing. So again, all you need this surface for the toolpath. You don't need this geometry. This is your 3D surface. What 3D surface means, that anywhere your tool is going to go on that surface, your X, Y, Z is going to be different. It's not going to be identical the same. That's how the surface looks like. Look at that. All right. I'm going to just go ahead and pause that recording.
Recording stopped.
So any questions here, guys, with this project number 6? All right. Okay. So there is your project number. I think I sent you a copy of number 7 also. The project number 7, we're going to do it in the class on Tuesday class. And if you look on the chart, I also mentioned that we are going to meet. If you read your chart under the chat, I put just a reminder, we are meeting on campus in person on 27th. So next Tuesday, we'll meet on campus, guys. And we're going to go over that project number 7. But in the meantime, today, let me see if I have saved that project number 1 file. Open. Okay. Is that was project number 1 or this was number 2, guys? That was project number 1. You remember that we did that?
That was number 1.
Excuse me?
Yes, that's project 1.
This was number 1, right? Okay. So on project number 1, and this is something I want you guys to do it. On number 1, we have created this project and we have under levels, we turned this lines and constructions lines. I'm going to go ahead and delete the surfaces one more time. And this was my geometry. And these are my construction lines. I don't need it. I'm going to turn it off and I can.
Sorry, teacher, do you recording or not?
Oh, yes. Thanks for reminding. Let me go ahead and start recording. Thank you so much. All right, here we go.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and create the surface one more time on project number 1. So we're going to go surfaces, loft. So here you don't pick partial because you have only one single entity. We can pick chain because these are not connected, so we don't need to worry about it. So pick chain 1 and new chain 2. This is chain 2. Hit OK. Hit OK. That's my surface. Hit OK. And then go to chain 1, chain 2. This is chain 2. Apply. Hit OK. And look at that. That is my arrow has to go up. This is going up. This arrow has to click on that, has to go up. Look at that. Both arrows up. On this surface up. On this surface is up. Hit OK. The escape key. There we go. Now, on this surfaces, if you look at here, I have extra material over here and over here and over here and over here. So I have to remove this extra material, this guy right here. Look at that. This one on this surface, this is extra material right here. We have to remove that. And this guy right here has to be removed. And this guy here extra has to be removed from inside. Right click, go to isometric. So to do that, guys, we're going to go into surfaces and we're going to go to the trim option. Click on the arrow, expand the gallery, and you're going to say trim to surfaces. Trim to surfaces. It's under surface. Go here, trim to, not trim to curve, expand the gallery, expand that. You want to say trim to, not curves, trim to surfaces. Click that. Once you're going to click that, you're going to have this option. You have to read this option, guys. Make sure you keep an eye on this. If this thing is hiding over here somewhere, then you are not good. Keep an eye on that. Just click, hold, and drag and put it right here. So what it's saying you, what it's asking you, it says select first set of surfaces and press enter. This is my one set, this is my second set. Or this is my first, this is my second, doesn't matter. It says select the first set, this is my first set. Select that and hit enter. Select it, hit enter on your keyboard. I did that. It says select the second set of surface and press enter. This is my second set. I select that and hit enter. I hit enter. Now you go back to the first set. It says indicate the area to keep by selecting the surface to be trimmed. So here I'm going back to the first set. Click that, and there comes your arrow. Your arrow is stuck with your cursor. It says slide the arrow to a location you want to keep after trimming. So after I want to trim that surface, I want to get rid of this area, but I want to keep this surface. So make sure you select this, that I want to keep after trimming. I want to keep this, not this. I want to keep this. So select right there. Now go to the second one. Indicate the area to keep after selecting the surface to be trimmed. I want to select this, and as soon as you select the surface, guys, that green arrow is stuck with your cursor. I'm moving my cursor, green arrow is moving with me. So it says slide the arrow to a location to keep after trimming. So after I'm going to trim these two surfaces, on this surface I want to get rid of this. I want to keep this side. So click on that. Once you click that, look at this, what happens. The one you select to keep, it will keep. The one is intersected, it will be obsoleted. It will be deleted. So it's very important that where you select, which surface you select to keep. Hit OK, and there is that trimmed surface. Undo it. Let's do it again. So like I said, this we have two sets over here. This is one set, this is second set. You can keep this one's first set, you can keep this second set. So once you select those, it's going to ask you that which side you want to keep after trimming. And it will get rid of the stuff when it's two surfaces that are intersecting each other. What is the common, we're going to delete that. That's what it is. So when it's intersecting each other, so you want to get rid of this area. So make sure you select your arrow when you select first set. So you select this side here because you want to get rid of this. And the second set, make sure you select outside and you want to get rid of this. So you always select the side you want to keep. Okay, let's do it one more time. So we're going to go to surface, trim, trim to surfaces. Select the first set. This is my first set or this is my first set, doesn't matter. Click anywhere. First set, hit enter. Select second set and enter second set. Once you click, select it by arrow, by cursor, or by your mouse, hit enter. Now go back to first set. Indicate the area to keep by selecting the surface to be trimmed. I want to trim this surface. Do I want to keep this surface? No. I want to keep this surface. I want to get rid of this when it's going to intersecting each other. I don't want to keep this. I want to keep this or this side. Doesn't matter. Click it. Now, second set, indicate the area to keep by selecting the surface to be trimmed. I want to trim this. Do I want to keep this? No. I want to keep outside, here or here, doesn't matter. Click on that. And that will delete the other one. Hit OK. And that will be your surface, trimmed surface. Undo it. We're going to do one more time. Surface, trim to surface. Now I'm going to set this my first set, enter. This is my second set, enter. Say indicate the area to keep after surface to be trimmed. Now this time I want to trim this, but let's say I want to keep this one here. That's where I'm going to select. I want to keep this guy. On the second one, I want to trim this, but let's say I want to keep this. Look at your result. I select that one that say, hey, I want to keep this. I select the other one, I want to keep this. It will get rid of the other one. So it's very important where you select which surface you want to keep. When it's intersecting two surfaces, you always select the one you want to keep. So this is the results. If you select that I want to keep this and I want to keep this, okay, it will get rid of the other one because I select this to keep. So that makes a big difference. Undo it. This time I'm going to do it again. Trim surface to surface, right here, this option. First set, enter. Second set, enter. I want to trim this, but I want to keep the outside. When you say outside, it will keep this and this both, guys. Get rid of this one. So I want to keep this. And the other one, indicate the area to keep by selecting the surface to be trimmed. I want to select this and I want to keep this. It will get rid of inside. There you go. So that's very important, that which one you want to keep. Always select the one you want to keep and the other one will be trimmed and it will be obsoleted. And hit OK. That's your trimmed surfaces. Any question with this, guys? Undo it. So we are trying to trim these two surfaces and get rid of this extra here. That's what it is. So when you select surface you want to keep, make sure you select either this side or this side I want to keep. And it will get rid of this. And on the first set, when you select, make sure you select on this side or on this side, and it will get rid of this, which one is intersecting. And these has to intersect, those two surfaces has to intersect 100%. If they're not intersecting for any reason, these edges are not meeting, it will not trim it. So this is what I want you guys to do on project number 1. If you already have done or you saved it, go ahead and work on this again and trim that area and then save that as project number 1. So I'm going to go and show you one more time. Surface here, trim that. Surface. So always select first set of surface. You can pick this as your first set, enter. You select, hit enter. As soon as you hit enter, it's going to say select the second set. Watch it, enter. Select second set of surface, here. Enter. Now you go back to the first, indicate the area to keep after selecting the surface to be trimmed. I want to trim this side and I want to keep either this or this side, doesn't matter. When you select that, your cursor is stuck with your green arrow. So you move your cursor using your mouse. And I want to keep this. Indicate the area. Second one, select, and I want to keep this. And there you go. Hit OK. There we go. And that will finish that. So this is what I want you guys to do on project number 1. Trim those surfaces. All right, any question with that, guys? I'm going to go ahead and pause your recording.
Recording stopped.
Okay. So then comes your, I think, the project number, which is going to be number 7. So the project number 7, let me go ahead and see this project number 7. Hey, you guys see project number 7?
Yes.
Okay. So on project number 7 here, guys, and again, this is what we're going to do on campus. I'm going to explain you really good that, because here on this project number 7, if you look from the top view, we can, just like the way we did our project number 1, we're going to create this arc on the right side plane, circle C1 and circle C2 on the right side plane. But this arc here, C3 and C4, which is going to be this arc over here and this arc over here. C3 and C4, this arc and this arc. How we can create that arc? What plane is going to be that? This is going to be its right side plane, C1 and C2, but C3 and C4, this is not your front plane. This is your not top plane. And these two arcs are radius 750. But the center of that line, the center line of those arcs is at 45 degrees. So this line here is 45 degrees. So in this case, we have to create a plane. And this is something I want to show you guys when we're going to meet on campus on Tuesday class. So this is very important, guys. So here we're going to start creating a new plane. So if you go back here, look under planes, we have top, front, bottom, back, right, left. That plane is going to be different plane. So that drawing is, I'll go ahead and file, pick a new drawing. I don't want to save it. Don't save it. So here, this is your line at 45 degree, 4 inches. And this here is your line here, 5.5. So the way this drawing is, I'm going to construction plane top, 2D, Z0, I'm going to wireframe line. There is one line here, and the other line here is from there to there. That line is, if you look at that angle, this angle is 45 degree from here to here. So 180 plus 45, that's going to be 225. So that angle is going to be 180 plus 45, that's 225. So that's that line. And I'm going to create this color. So those two arcs, the one you look at here, C3 and C4, go to isometric view, those arcs are at this endpoint right here and this endpoint over here. So how we can create those two arcs? This is where we have to create a plane, guys. So this is something we're going to talk in our next class when we're going to meet in person. I'll show you that how we're going to create a plane. Then once we're going to create a plane, we're going to name that plane, and you're going to see that that plane is going to be over here. Your new plane is going to be over here. So now we are going to start creating a planes, different plane. So this project, next project, we're going to start creating a plane. That's why I want to explain to you this in the class when we're going to meet in person on Tuesday. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I want you to finish all this project because I'm going to have you to submit from project number 1 to project number 6. From 1 to 6, I want you guys have to submit by next week. So make sure you guys work on all the projects and you have to turn it by next week. And this is something we're going to talk on our Tuesday night class. And you have to submit all these projects up to from 1 to 6. So make sure between now and the weekend, have your projects ready. All the 6 projects we have done. All right, any question, guys? I'm going to go ahead and stop the video so we can stop. Stop sharing. Any other questions before I let you go, guys? And I'm going to meet you guys. You guys have any questions? Just let me know. You can ask me questions on our Tuesday class, Tuesday night. We're going to meet at 5 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Okay, so I'll see you guys Tuesday on campus.
Mr. Singh?
Bye.
Yes.
You said I could pick up the laptop any day this week, or?
No, you have to talk to Mike.